where says it's going. YouTube is green. Yay. Let's pop it over to the game. Let it actually get in there. Alright. It's looking good there. Let me just... Alright, perfect. Yay, it's all going, and I remembered to change the source on time. Not like last week. Alright, oh, yeah. Remember to turn that on. So, back again, and... definitely got something to start. First, and obviously most important, those of you that have been on the website at Overclock's Club, the homepage, the current featured news item is that in Canada, in British Columbia, there's been some massive flooding, and that has actually affected Bosco, Dave, the editor-in-chief of the site. As the news item explains, they've basically lost everything. The family is okay. Everyone is okay. It's just that they need many things, like clothes for themselves, also their 9-year-old daughter, specifically mentioned, and a GoFundMe page has been set up. And I mean, I'm sure that many people than just them are in need. So you can probably find more information in the news item, which I added a link to it in the description, and I'm sure there's many other places you'd be able to find for helping more than just Dave and his family. Alright, but yeah, it is very unfortunate. Unfortunately, everyone is safe. It's just significant total loss of property. Alright. What else is there to talk about that might be a bit happier? This has been a busy week for me, so I don't remember all the different news things from the week. I do remember seeing one thing. I didn't write it up, and probably because I was seeing it on a day where it's like, no, I'm too busy. I can't do this because I'm doing this. That supposedly the GTX 1180 is sampling in June, which would mean new samples of maybe the reference cards themselves, but definitely the GPU at least, would be going out to add-in individuals for them to start working on it, to figure out how they want to do it, because yeah, there's the reference board design, but board manufacturers will also design their own PCBs in some cases. Yeah, it's as much recently, but I want to say that there have been some. Oh, come on. There have been some board partners who have actually like added RAM. They actually increased the amount of RAM on their. Yeah, I can't remember the last time that's happened, but I feel like that used to happen more often. Yeah, but also you'll see them redesign things for other reasons, like adding more support for power, changing the layout to potentially use less power to work better with a cooling solution if there's whatever, different things, which would sampling in June means, and also there would be sampling and just giving it to them so that they can actually start manufacturing their cards, so combining with their coolers and such. So with sampling in June, then some I think that would mean now translate to potential actual availability being July or August. Maybe on Monday I'll be able to write that. It's just May is being a very busy month for me. But yeah, we'll see what happens though. I just know that, like I have said before, it doesn't make sense to do anything until the GPU prices get more in line, and that has been happening, so maybe by then it'll be even more true. But yeah, so let me just think, anything else? I did see one thing today. So, and only just today, so haven't written that up. Apparently, actually former Intel security person, they left the company though, a while ago, found that you can actually do more with Spectre than people thought. He managed to have it... Wow, that took out half my health in one hit. Managed to get access to the SMM. Ah, shit. What was it? The Secure Management something? I don't remember the name of it. But it basically would mean that if you can crack that, you have the potential of being able to mess around with the BIOS, which would be exceedingly bad. So, yeah, that stuff is not going away. Come on, I know there was more. I wrote up today. Apparently, I think OCC yesterday. Yesterday, I needed to be gone for basically the whole middle of the day. Couldn't get anything else done. To the moon. That very, very enjoyable and well done game. It was the Humble Indie Bundle X of 10. That one that I got it in, and that's also why I reviewed it. That was such a good game, and I've already been thinking about going back and replaying it. And this is just reason to come back and take a look. That it will apparently be made into an animated feature film, and it makes sense. It's a good story that having it told in more ways would be pretty cool. But currently, that's all the information that's really there. Apparently, it's a collaboration between China and Japan, with Japan doing production work, China doing funding. And this is all from the creator of the game, who works at the, director and composer, and something else. I just don't remember. Freebird, the developer. So I put that up though. Just trying to think, is there anything else that is standing out in my memory for the news? I'm sorry, it's been one of those weeks. But I can say on Thursday, one of the things that had me busy. Hang on, I just got it. I can't answer that right now. Yeah, it's an important text message, but it needs to wait, and it can wait. So I'm busy tomorrow as well, and it's figuring that out. Yeah, today is actually an easy day. This is the only critical thing, just other important things. On Thursday, my brother, for my birthday, which was a while ago, but this is what we ended up doing, he took me to the double feature airing in the area of Deadpool and Deadpool 2. That was a lot of fun. And I definitely don't want to spoil anything for Deadpool 2, but in my opinion, if you enjoyed the first one, you'd enjoy this as well. It's fun in many of the same ways. And except for one scene that is very much meant to be awkward, because my brother and a friend of his that was also there, were talking about it. The idea of it being uncomfortable to watch with your parents. Even when you're an adult, it can still be uncomfortable, that first one. The second one isn't quite so bad, except for there's one scene, and you will know which scene it is if you see the movie. Pretty much will know what that scene is. But it is meant to be uncomfortable, so it's, it's succeeding at exactly what it's meant to do. But there's a lot of fun little jokes in there. I mean, it does kind of seem like, and this may be part of the reason why the first Deadpool and this one, I believe as well, will be quite successful, is that it is just them having fun. The people behind it having fun, enjoying, and not like having fun. Oh, we can't. No. It's we're doing something we love, and we're loving doing this. We're having fun doing it. So, sure, if there's something that it doesn't clash with anything and it'd be fun to do, that's it. And it just, to me, I think that's something that comes through. And it's just, you can sense that when people are having fun doing what they do, enjoying doing what they're doing, it comes through, and that makes it easier for you to then enjoy it as well. I think that's also the case with this movie, and with the previous one. That may be part of the reason why the previous one did so well, and as I said, I think this one will also do quite well. Hang on, I need to look at something quickly. Huh. Interesting. It says the coding's overloaded. I just looked over and I saw some stutter. I don't know why, though. There is no reason. I mean, it doesn't even say that there were dropped frames, which is why it's very confusing to me. There was something. I just can't think of what it is now. Oh yeah, that's right. There were some people my brother was telling me about beforehand, because I wasn't looking up anything for the movie. Well, no, there was one thing. I'll get to that. A very neat and fun marketing thing they did. Some people saying this could be better than and ultimately beat Infinity War. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, they're both very good films, but they're both very different films. So I don't know how fair, how appropriate it would be to actually directly compare them. So, yeah. But still, both, I mean, it's like, Infinity War is not a just, yeah, having a fun time kind of movie. There's lots of fun stuff in it. You know, some of the interactions and the humor. It's quite entertaining. But Deadpool is you're having fun. So, you know, different vibe. Why is it stuttering? I really do not know. I mean, it says it's not overloaded anymore in OBS. I don't know. I'll have to like look at the log file or something later. Yeah, I actually have played ahead on my other characters, so I do know, and those guys are annoying. Well, at least for the other character, not so much for this one, because this one with this ability, the Storm Nimbus, does him do a healthy amount more damage, which really helps minimize things. Minimize threats. And the funny thing is that part of the reason why I picked the
You can't carry anymore.
I did of can I move anything? Yeah. Not really. Oh, hang on. Maybe now I can. Yeah. Was I wanted to be able to do the dual weapons, not realizing that you actually do get dual weapons on the Rune Warrior. What else is there?
The arcane arts are no more than remembering secrets that you once knew.
I do want to hang on to that. That's a healthy boost.
So long.
Right
First chest is free.
there. Go there. Oh, I did go through and I cleaned up some of this stuff. Essence of Shade Effect. Yeah, like they'll actually be in alphabetical order now. I took advantage of the sorting and then I put them all back in that order. The only thing is that now in the whole I have to add something and go through all this. That's not... Okay, hang on. It must be in alphabetical order, but also broken down by
Here
where
a
it's from,
smile on you.
the sorting. Ah, jeez. Now my mind is just going blank again as well as things to talk about. I haven't seen some speculation about some things, and not... What I've been seeing is largely been speculation, but just that TSMC is going to be first to get to 7 nanometer, that Global Foundries will be a bit behind them. Which I'm not sure how much anyone is surprised by that. But it also sounds like Global Foundries will be very near behind them. But this is leading people to wonder about when and what we will see from AMD, because we know they're going to use the 7 nanometer processes from both TSMC and Foundries. It's just, might we see TSMC making the first Zen 2 epics, which is supposed to be sampling end of this year. Pretty sure that has actually been stated. That's an official thing, not just a speculation, with full availability early next year, because that's when mass production is going to be possible of 7 nanometer. And that it will be then later in the year that we would see the Ryzen processors. Some of the speculation, though, was... I'm unsure if they would do the change in strategy, because right now, well, actually no, it's not true right now. But the Ryzen 1000 series and the first, well, the current as well generation of EPYC processors are all using the Zeppelin dies. Now we're on a different die for Ryzen 2000, so EPYC and Threadripper right now are using the 14 nanometer Zeppelin, but Ryzen 2000 uses the the Ryzen 2000 just CPUs. What the hell happened there? Jeez. I mean, there was just a wave of poison there. Use the Pinnacle Ridge die that I don't recall having seen a name for. It's like, I know Zeppelin is the name for the Summit Ridge die. I don't know what it is for Pinnacle Ridge. And my mind just went partially blank again. Hate it when that happens. Yeah, but there's some speculation that what might end up happening for EPYC and Ryzen is that because EPYC is... You want great stability there and great efficiency. Not necessarily the highest performance. So someone's speculating that something like TSMC's process is going to be more efficient but not as cut out for higher speeds, whereas Global Foundries would be the reverse. So you might see Ryzen out of one, EPYC out of the other. And I mean, I don't know if that, how much sense that makes though. Holy shit. This guy just pounds out the poison. Okay, this is tied to a quest that was actually added with Ragnarok, but I don't have all the things I need to get back there. But I looked it up because it annoyed me. I was curious. I wanted to know what was going on. That's what's going on. But yeah, I mean, true, they would, in theory, then just be going to 2 dies, not counting the third die for any APUs. But, I mean, it makes sense that they can go to that, but they have had great success off of their 1 die full product stack strategy. That was the case with Ryzen 1000 and Epic 7000. I'm just pretty sure that Epic started at 7,000. In the 7,000 series. But I also just remember, there was one thing I forgot to mention. I swear, they would not, I do not recall them doing those grenade things with the other character. I want to go this way and hit that fountain. Alright. So, and this is going back to Deadpool, they had some fun with having him, some referring to it as photobombing. I don't, to me that's not photobombing, it's just Deadpool has invaded the covers for various Fox movies, and you can look it up, or just go to a Walmart and potentially find them there, and then purchase some of these movies, like The Terminator, Speed, Castaway, Edward Scissorhands, curiously enough. And the slipcover features Deadpool instead of the actual people from the movie. And it's just, you also get like a $5 off coupon to see the movie. And it's just, that's perfect. That's exactly the perfect thing to do with Deadpool. I am not doing so well with the deaths right now. And there is so much goddamn stutter on the stream, and I really do not know why. It's like the CPU is not being pushed that hard. There's nothing else going to pull on it either. I really, really do not know what is going on. Yeah. It died after I did. But yeah, my brother took advantage of, after we saw the movie, we actually stopped at the Walmart that was basically across the street. And he got himself the Good and Bad and the Ugly. I think I might pick up the Terminator at some point. I don't know. I haven't seen the Terminator, and I do want to change that, but I don't know if I necessarily want to change it by spending the money on just buying it. You can get burned. I have Terminator 2, and I have seen that, but I've never seen the original Terminator. Just that is how things have worked out for me, curiously. Now my mind has gone blank again. What can I talk about? That was all this week. The was because of the game deciding, oh, I need to reload everything. So AMD's been making several patches to Linux, to the Linux kernel, adding Vega 10. Vega 20. Vega 10 is what's in the Vega 56 and 64 graphics cards. Vega 20 is going to be the machine learning, and curiously, it has an updated unified video decoder. So that's the ASIC built in on the the either chip or just on the graphics card. It comes with it. It might be a chip. I'm not sure if it is in the chip or if it's a separate chiplet. But anyway, it's actually going to be a new version on that, which I can see some reasons why they would do that. One is if Vega 20 will also become a consumer product, because you wouldn't think for just machine learning you would need it. You need a better video decoder. But then it's also possible to say we have, you know, a new version we could put on there. Why don't we just do that? That is a perfectly logical reason. It is also possible that even though, yes, it is to be a machine learning accelerator, the Radeon Instinct, which will, at least the commonly held belief, and it makes sense, that that's what Vega 20 is it will be the Radeon Instinct accelerator. It might also be that they just recognize that, well, this thing is going to be, for a general purpose GPU, very powerful. So maybe you will also see it being used in other places that may require it to have a improved decoder there. It's like, what? Or also, you know, that makes also as much sense, even more sense. Maybe they're expecting that some of that machine learning would be used to scan video, to process video content, in which case having a better video decoder there would make sense. Would very directly make sense. Just realized I never turned that back on. Yeah, we'll find out eventually, though. Okay, I really have no idea. Unless, hang on, let me try that. It's possible that also the stutter I'm seeing isn't actually in the stream, it's just on my laptop. So I just refreshed the page. Hopefully fix that. And hang on. Also realized I want to do that. See, now it's just the game doing that weird thing it does. Yeah, it's also, the stream health is still good, so even YouTube isn't picking up that there's, I just do not know what is going on. It makes no sense at all. Because it says encoding overloaded when there's plenty room.
You have no more
plenty
room.
Resources still available to it. Why would you there? Okay, I mean, you being there makes some sense. That's stuck.
You can't hold anymore.
Wanna bet? Alright, let's take care of this stuff. But yeah, I don't fully know. It'll be interesting. The idea of a Vega 20 coming out as a consumer GPU, I don't. If the yields are really good for 7 nanometer, that could make sense. But even then, I don't know. It doesn't seem terribly likely to me.
So long. Store your goods or ship them out.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I'll just throw that into the vault stash tab later. Yeah, I mean, in theory, it would, well, just in general, because Vega 20 would be able to benefit from some redesign to it. It might be better also being on 7 nanometer, clock higher, or use less power. So it's, It'll be interesting to see what happens. There's enough people that, in some cases for reason, in some cases not for the reasons actually don't exist. It's just people believing what they want to believe and not what may actually be true. But Vega is something of a tainted name. It's like there's a lot of people that just think that, oh, Vega isn't good. It's like, no, it actually is good. It's just by what measurement are you using here? If you're using the measurement of the 1080 Ti, no, except for the few times that you see a game that is so very well optimized that Vega is able to perform well there. No, it doesn't directly compete with the 1080 Ti. That's completely true, but you know, if you are not measuring it like that, but relative to more against the 1080, which is more what it's actually meant to compete with, it's a lot better than you'd think. It is able to directly compete with the 1080. Power usage you can impact by undervolting and using other things in there. I mean, people want to make it black and white, and it really isn't. And also there's the whole, what you are able to do in the drivers, like using chill, targeting the control, and also just directly doing the overclocks in the drivers themselves. I'm sorry, but NVIDIA has a far better driver experience now than NVIDIA does. You can't really get away from that. That's why 2-3 weeks ago, when someone was asking on the forums about that, it's if you're someone who likes messing around with the drivers, tweaking stuff, you can do all that just in the Vega drivers. You don't need some third-party tools. Well, okay, you can't do a custom fan profile. That is a shame, but hopefully that'll come because a lot of people have been asking. Just hard to say. Oh, and that also reminds me, going back to Phoronix, with the Linux stuff. Apparently, AMD's also put out new firmware for a bunch of GPUs, including Vega. Anyway, but yeah, if all you want is something you just, you know, you're not tweaking, just putting in there and letting it go, yeah, then 1080 is definitely good. If you can find that at a good price, go ahead and get that. Vega is hard to get at a good price because it is in much higher demand for its compute power. And also, the whole DRAM situation, how that's impacted the availability of HBM, complicates the hell out of things too. It's like DRAM is already expensive, and it's weird. Even though, oh, but HBM, it's not like GDDR5 or anything. Well, it's like it in that manufacturers have to choose what kind of memory they make at their fab, and they can choose DDR4. Crap, what's the name of the low power version? Is that just LPDDR4? That's what you would see used in phones and such. I'm tired, so my mind just keeps doing that. It's like they have to decide, do they make that? Do they make GDDR5, 5X? Although that's only used in, let me see, that's used in the 1080. Is that also, it would make sense that's also used in the Ti. I just don't remember. GDDR6, which will be, I'm sure they want to build up stock because it's going to be used. Or HBM. Thing is that GDDR6 is going to, you know, they'd be building volume. It's not used in anything right now. GDDR5 is used in practically every GPU. It's like the ones that sell the most. That's where it's being used. And then HBM, which sees a whole 3 products? Maybe 4? Oh, wait, no, there's 6. Because it's Vega 56, Vega 64. There's 2 versions of Vega M, I'm pretty sure, which is the Kaby Lake G GPU. There's the Titan V, and then there's the, I think it's the Tesla accelerator, the Tesla V100 from NVIDIA. That also uses HBM. That's not many products, so it makes sense that they wouldn't be making too much of that. And that hurts. That hurts availability, and so that causes prices to be higher. But it is also the whole, for compute, the Vega smashes the 1080, and I believe also the 1080 Ti. Unless you're using CUDA exclusively. But if you're using something else that can be hardware agnostic, yeah, the Vega has far better performance there for computations. Yeah, AMD did make the right decision when they introduced GCN, which is a very powerful compute design. It's just, it hurt them with the first crypto mining boom, because then they flooded the market, they tried to satisfy all the demand, and then the boom fell apart, the bubble crashed, the bubble burst, and now there's a whole bunch of used products out there that had been heavily used, so they weren't, so I think when I get out of here, by the way, because this is just, I look over and I see this stutter, and it just annoys the hell out of me. And again. But yeah, that was with the 200 series. They tried to satisfy demand by just producing enough, but that meant that then when the demand dried up, the used market was flooded with these things. And I guess back then, because right now, some miners, they tweak the cards in a way that can actually make them still be very good for gaming cards when they're done. It depends. It completely depends. But like, they'll tweak them to be to use less power, so that they will, well, save some money, runs cooler, and in theory then it'll last longer. The issue, oh, the speaker fountain is there. I can't actually stop right here. You know, I'll sell that stuff. But back then, I guess they weren't doing that. So these used GPUs, they'd come out, and they'd be out there, people would buy them, and then they die shortly thereafter because they had been so hard, used so hard by the miners, and that killed it for them. That really hurt AMD because people weren't thinking that, oh, it was damaged by the previous use. No, they were thinking that AMD just made a bad GPU. And that AMD's not going to let that happen again. Not going to have a massive stock that they can't sell anymore. They don't want to do that again. Alright, so yeah, I gotta stop now. I have no idea why it was giving me so many problems. Hopefully I can figure that out at some point, or it'll just fix itself. Because sometimes it seems to happen. Anyway. Hopefully I'll be here next week. It's just, as I said, May is a busy, crazy month for me. And then I start some work in June, and that in theory will last 10 weeks. So, yeah. Crazy things. Oh, but do want to mention again, in the description, the Bosco needs your help. The link there for more information on how you can help him and his family with the flooding in British Columbia. So, yeah, please do that if you can. Alright, well, I will see you next time.